Welcome back to True Crime Documentary YouTube channel. Have you ever wondered how far love can twist into betrayal? How a seemingly perfect family can hide dark secrets beneath the surface? On a quiet night in June 2014, a suburban neighborhood in Willow Creek, Texas, became the backdrop for a tragic story that unraveled a web of deceit and shattered lives. Join me as we delve into a chilling tale of love, betrayal, and revenge that culminated in a shocking murder, a story that teaches us about the fragility of trust and the darkness that can lurk in even the most familiar places. It's June 18th, 2014, and the sun begins to set over a peaceful Willow Creek neighborhood. Children play outside, their laughter ringing through the air, while families settle into their evening routines. But in one home, the calm is about to be shattered. Thomas Parker, a retired police officer and respected member of the community, is found shot dead in his living room. Initial reports suggest a robbery gone wrong, but as the investigation unfolds, the reality proves far more sinister. Thomas's death unearths a secret that would tear apart not only a family, but an entire community. To truly understand the depth of this tragedy, we need to explore the lives of the people involved. Thomas Parker was a man of integrity. Known for his dedication to public service, he had spent years building a reputation for honesty and commitment. But behind his stoic facade lay a man grappling with profound grief. In 2008, he lost his beloved wife to cancer, leaving him shattered and alone. Seeking solace, he began spending more time at his son David's house, where his daughter-in-law, Lisa, became his confidant and emotional anchor. Lisa Parker, 35, epitomized the devoted suburban wife. With two young children, Sophie and Ethan, her life revolved around family. She managed the household, cared for the kids, and supported her husband, David, a successful real estate agent, known for his charm and knack for closing deals. David often worked late, leaving Lisa to navigate the daily grind alone, unaware of the emotional turmoil brewing just beneath the surface. As Thomas sought comfort in Lisa's company, an unspoken bond began to form. What started as familial support gradually morphed into something deeper. It was one chilly December evening in 2009 when their first moment of connection occurred. A blanket wrapped around Thomas's shoulders, and a brief glance turned into an awakening of emotions that neither could ignore. Months turned into years, and by spring 2010, their encounters escalated from innocent to intimate. The first kiss was a turning point, a moment of weakness that ignited a fire neither could extinguish. They met in secret, stealing moments away from the prying eyes of family, each encounter fueled by desire and desperation. They found themselves wrapped up in the thrill of secrecy, but as the weeks turned into months, the reality of their actions began to weigh heavily on their hearts. Fast forward to March 2014. Lisa and Thomas meet at a motel on the outskirts of town, their secret rendezvous spot. But unbeknownst to them, David's suspicions have begun to grow. He notices changes in Lisa. Her late nights and secretive phone calls raise alarm bells. One fateful Saturday afternoon, David discovers a key in Lisa's purse, one that doesn't belong to any property he knows. Consumed by suspicion, he decides to investigate. His gut tells him something is wrong, but he can't yet grasp the extent of the betrayal. As he digs deeper, he uncovers more clues that leave him haunted by doubt and anxiety. Days pass, and David's paranoia escalates. He starts paying closer attention to Lisa's behavior, her late-night phone calls, the way she seems distracted during dinner, and her newfound need for privacy. Each day brings new layers of doubt, and soon he can no longer ignore the feeling that something is profoundly wrong in their marriage. In a moment of desperation, David hires a private investigator, Sarah Collins, a former cop known for her thoroughness and discretion. David hands over evidence, including the mysterious key and a desperate need for the truth. Days pass, each moment filled with anxiety and dread, until the investigator uncovers photographs that confirm David's worst fears. His wife is having an affair with his own father. The weight of this discovery drives David into a rage, and he meticulously plans his revenge. He purchases a gun, hiding it away, as he prepares for the confrontation that will change everything. The tension in the household escalates as David struggles to maintain a facade of normalcy while grappling with his emotional turmoil. Dinner conversations become strained, and the once warm family atmosphere is now filled with an unsettling tension. June 18th arrives, the day David has been waiting for, the day he decides to confront Thomas. As he watches his father enter the house alone, his heart pounds with a mix of fear and determination. He retrieves the gun, rehearsing every detail of his plan in his mind. David arrives at Thomas's house, using a spare key he had kept from years ago. The silence of the home is deafening as he approaches his father, who sits unsuspectingly in his living room. There's no time for words, no room for explanations. In an act of blind rage, David pulls the trigger twice, silencing the man who had once been a pillar in his life. The gunfire shatters the stillness of the night, echoing through the neighborhood. David stands there for a moment, staring at what he has done. The man who had once been his father is now a lifeless body before him, and yet there is no satisfaction in the act, only a cold, hollow feeling that settles in his chest. The next morning, Lisa is jolted awake by a knock on the door. 2 police officers stand before her, delivering the devastating news of Thomas's death. The initial shock overwhelms her as she grapples with the reality of loss. The police suspect a robbery, but Detective Mark Stevens, who knew Thomas, feels something isn't right. As the investigation progresses, whispers of the affair begin to surface, and soon, David becomes a person of interest. With mounting evidence against him, including gunpowder residue on gloves found in his garage, David's carefully constructed facade starts to crumble. The community begins to buzz with speculation, and Lisa is left to navigate the fallout of her choices. By July 2014, David is arrested, facing charges of first-degree murder. The courtroom becomes a battleground as evidence reveals the tragic affair and the motive behind the crime. David's defense attempts to argue temporary insanity, but the jury is unmoved by his claims. On September 10th, he is found guilty and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Lisa, left to pick up the shattered pieces of her life, files for divorce. The affair that once seemed like an escape had led to unimaginable tragedy. She moves away from Willow Creek, hoping to start anew, but the memories of that night, of betrayal, loss, and violence, haunt her every step. The fallout from the events does not end with David's arrest. Lisa faces the community, the whispers and stares that follow her like shadows. The burden of her choices weighs heavily on her as she navigates the complexities of being a single mother. Friends and family offer support, but the questions linger. How could this have happened? What drove her to betray her husband and family? As the days turn into weeks, Lisa grapples with guilt and shame. She reflects on the choices that led her down this path and begins to seek therapy to cope with the trauma. Through counseling, she starts to understand the depths of her pain and the impact of her actions, not just on her life, but on her children and the memory of Thomas. Sophie and Ethan, still young and impressionable, struggle to comprehend the changes in their family. The loss of their grandfather is compounded by the knowledge that their father is in prison. They sense the tension and sadness in their mother, but do not fully understand the gravity of the situation. Lisa is determined to protect her children from the fallout. She keeps the details of the affair and the murder shielded from them, opting instead to focus on their well-being. She arranges playdates, school activities, and family outings to create a semblance of normalcy, but the shadow of their past looms large. As time passes, Lisa begins to seek redemption. She realizes that while she cannot change the past, she can shape the future for her children. In her quest for healing, she becomes involved in community outreach programs, advocating for families affected by domestic violence and betrayal. Through her experiences, she hopes to help others avoid the pitfalls she faced. Lisa also engages with support groups for families impacted by crime, where she finds solace in shared experiences. The stories of others resonate deeply with her, and she learns the power of forgiveness, first for herself, and eventually for David and Thomas. Years later, Lisa finally begins to see a path forward. With her children growing older and adjusting to their new reality, she decides to move away from Willow Creek, seeking a fresh start in a new city. The decision is not easy, but she feels it's necessary to leave behind the memories that haunt her. As they settle into their new home, Lisa focuses on rebuilding her life. She enrolls in school, pursuing a degree in counseling, hoping to help others navigate their own struggles. Her journey of self-discovery leads her to find purpose in helping families heal from trauma, and she finds fulfillment in her new role. With the past behind her and a new chapter ahead, Lisa dedicates herself to creating a life filled with purpose and meaning. She becomes involved in community outreach programs, sharing her story of redemption and resilience with others who have faced similar challenges. Through her work, she finds empowerment, using her experiences to inspire others to seek healing and forgiveness. She develops workshops focused on mental health, helping individuals understand the importance of communication and emotional well-being in their relationships. This harrowing tale serves as a reminder that love can take many forms, but it can also lead to devastation when entangled in deceit. The choices we make can have irrevocable consequences, and sometimes the very bonds that tie us together can also tear us apart. As Lisa continues her journey of healing, she knows that the road ahead will be filled with challenges, but she is determined to face them head-on. She has learned that while the past can shape us, it does not define us. With resilience, hope, and a commitment to healing, she looks forward to a future filled with possibility. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Be sure to check out our other videos for more captivating stories. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.